Okay, Mathletes, today we're going to begin session 6. This is the comparison model, but now we're going to move away from using our counters. We're going to be using, drawing our counters today and then moving into our numbers. So all you'll need is your tape diagram and your dry erase materials. We're going to be working on those comparison word problems by constructing tape diagrams so that we can better comprehend word problems on our grade level. That's our mission. We want to always keep that in mind. Our first problem says, Bryce gave away 7 fewer tickets than Ava. If Bryce gave away 5 tickets, what was the total number of tickets given away? Now, I kind of baby stepped this problem for you, this first one. Remember, we talked about that comparison language, those words in our English language like those ER words, slower, faster, longer, shorter. Those words help me know that I'm comparing. Now, some other words like more, less, fewer, those words help me know that I'm comparing as well. So I see in this particular problem, fewer than. That's a word in our English language that lets me know I'm comparing. It's not a clue word. It's not a keyword. It's just how our language works. Bryce gave away 7 fewer tickets than Ava. I am comparing the number of tickets that Bryce gave away to the number of tickets that Ava gave away. So I'm put in my model a B and an A, and you'll do the same thing just to keep our labels straight. I labeled Bryce first only because he came first in our problem. And that's the way that I always will do my model. Whoever comes first in the problem that's being compared, that's who I'll go put in that top box. Okay, now I'm looking and I see that Bryce gave away 7 fewer tickets than Ava. Think about it. Who's going to get the smaller box in this problem? Bryce will get the smaller box because he gave away fewer. So we know that Bryce is going to have a little box, and we know that Ava is going to have a longer box, or maybe even a collection of boxes. So what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is I'm going to get my pen tool ready, and I'm going to go ahead and close off Bryce's box because I know his box is going to be the smaller box. And I know that Ava's box is going to be a longer box. Okay? So you can do the same thing. Go ahead and give me your short box and your long box. Now, it says here that Bryce gave away 7 fewer tickets than Ava. That means he gave away less. So that also means that Ava must have given away 7 extra or 7 more than Bryce. So this is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go ahead and draw 7 counters in my extra box for Ava. So remember how last week we talked about how we have one box that shows what they have that's the same amount, and then we have another box that will show the extra or the fewer? Go ahead and do that. Ava gave away 7 extra. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and draw our fewer line. So I know that Bryce has 7 fewer. Notice that when I drew the 7 fewer that Bryce has, I didn't actually draw counters because Bryce does not have those. So if I drew counters, it would look like Bryce had those 7 tickets. He doesn't. That's the empty space that he does not have that Ava does have. That's their difference. All right, so now we know how many extra tickets Ava gave away and how many fewer tickets Bryce gave away. But let's go ahead and finish modeling our problem. It says, if Bryce gave away 5 tickets. Now, this is an easy part of the problem to model because there's the number that we're counting and the object that we're counting right next to each other, 5 tickets. See here earlier, we had 7 fewer tickets, not just 7 tickets. That changes the problem because there's a word in between our number and what our number is counting. But right here, it just says 5 tickets. That's very easy to model. If Bryce gave away 5 tickets, we're just going to draw 5 counters in Bryce's box. And notice my counters are a little big, so let me make them smaller. Hopefully you can squeeze yours into that box that you drew. If not, you can always erase and redraw very quickly. Okay, now it says, what was the total number of tickets given away? That means the big question that I'm looking for is I have to actually put together all of Bryce's information and all of Ava's information to find the total number of tickets given away. I have to combine all of this. But I've got one problem. I can't combine it because I don't have all of my information. Can anyone look at my model and see what I am missing to be able to solve for n? I am missing a box for Ava. Well, if I know Bryce gave away 5 tickets, I know Ava must have given away that same number of tickets plus 7 extra. Then what actually belongs in this box right here? Another set of 5, because if Bryce sold 5, then that means Ava sold a same number of 5 plus 7 extra. Now I can combine all of that information. So I have 5 for Bryce, and then for Ava I have 5 plus 7. Look at that. Doesn't this remind you of part? There's that line. So I know I put those 2 parts together. So we got Bryce's row is 5 tickets, right? Ava's row is 5 plus 7. So Ava gave away 12 tickets. So 5 and 12 means n equals 17 tickets. Look at that. Good job, guys. So I guided you through that first one. We're going to do one more with counters. Go ahead and start erasing as I'm talking. We're going to do one more with counters, and then we're moving into numbers. Here we go. I know that you're still probably erasing, so I'm going to give you another couple of seconds. Okay, so let's look at this next problem. It says, Noah sold 6 boxes of cookies on Monday. He sold 3 more boxes on Tuesday than he did on Monday. How many boxes did he sell in the 2 days? Again, let's look and see. Do we find that comparison language? He sold 3 more on Tuesday than he did on Monday. More than. There's comparing language right there, so I know I have a comparing problem. Now, Noah is the only character in this problem, so we're not comparing Noah to anyone. So there's not an N labeled on my comparison model. Notice what I'm comparing. I'm comparing the boxes of cookies he sold on Monday to the boxes of cookies he sold on Tuesday. So I've got my M and my T, just like I know you do. And let's take a look. He sold 6 boxes on Monday. Oh, good. That's an easy one to model because there's no special word in between my number and what my number is counting, because we know that changes the whole situation. So all we have to do is show 6 boxes on Monday. Draw your 6 counters while I speed draw my 6 counters. And I kind of skipped a step there. I like to think about, before we even draw our counters, which box is going to be longer and which one's going to be shorter. If it says he sold 3 more on Tuesday than he did on Monday, we know that our Tuesday box is going to be bigger because he sold more. Okay, so here's our Monday box. And we know our Tuesday box is going to be bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw that, just to remind myself. And with counters, it gets a little tricky drawing your boxes ahead of time. But once you start using numbers, drawing the boxes ahead of time actually is really helpful. So we're practicing it, even if it feels kind of awkward trying to squeeze your counters in right now. Okay, so we know he sold 6 boxes on Monday. He sold, oh, look, guys, here's our number. Here's our number. And there's what our number is counting way over there. So it doesn't say he sold 3 boxes on Tuesday. I can't just put 3 boxes. It says he sold 3 more or 3 extra. So think about how that would change our model. I would actually draw those 3 extra outside of my Monday box way over here. You see how it's not lined up underneath my Monday box? Because it's not the same as what he sold on Monday. It's extra. Which means if he sold 3 more or 3 extra on Tuesday, then we know on Monday he actually sold 3 less. And I write that number 3. I don't model it because it's an empty space of 3. Okay. How many boxes did he sell in the 2 days? Again, I'm going to be putting together my counters for my total, but I'm missing something. Does anybody know what goes in that Tuesday box? If he sold 6 on Monday, then he also sold that same number on Tuesday plus an extra 3. So that same number on Tuesday means he also sold 6 on Tuesday plus an extra 3. So how many did he sell altogether? We have to combine that. So we can combine it one way or another. We can say Monday was 6 plus Tuesday, and we can combine our Tuesday parts here and say 6 and 3 is 9. Another way I could do it is I can say 6 and 6 is 12, 13, 14, 15. It doesn't matter how you combine them because the problem is asking us to combine all of it. Now, if we wanted to know just how many did he sell on Tuesday, I could only combine my Tuesday boxes. N equals 15 boxes of cookies. Now, this problem, you had one very similar to this on your pretest, and almost everyone missed it. You know what you would have told me if this were your pretest problem? That he sold 9 boxes. You would have just put together 6 and 3. That's what a lot of kids did on the pretest. So this model is really going to help make sure you don't accidentally do that anymore. 2 problems to go, guys, and we're moving into numbers. You're erasing those counters. And since we're going to move into numbers, these last 2 problems should go a little bit faster. But our numbers are also going to be larger this time because we don't have to draw our counters out. So as you're erasing, I'm going to go ahead and read this next problem. And teachers always feel free to pause if it needs to be done. Jalen read 21 more books over the summer than Zoe. I'm listening and I'm hearing comparing language. Jalen read more than Zoe. Zoe read 14 books. How many books did the 2 girls read together? So if I read that without the numbers in it, it also really helps me understand the problem. So I'm going to read it one more time without the numbers. Jalen read more books over the summer than Zoe. Zoe read blank books. How many books did the 2 girls read together? Another one where we're going to be putting the numbers together. So let's see. We've got Jalen and we've got Zoe. We're comparing the number of books that Jalen and Zoe read. And now I'm reading Jalen read 21 more than Zoe. That tells me that Jalen's box is going to be the longer box. And Zoe's box is going to be the shorter box. We don't have to worry so much about the size of our boxes now because we're going to be putting numbers in them. Excuse me, boys and girls. Okay, so here we go. Jalen read 21 more books. Uh-oh, I cannot do this. I can't just say Jalen read 21 books. Because it says Jalen read 21 more books. Look, that word is separating my number and what my number is counting. So that gives me a completely different situation. 21 more books than Zoe means 21 extra books or 21 books that Zoe did not read. So I have to make sure my 21 books is outside of that area that they both did the same. Because this is books that Zoe did not read. So I've got it in my extra box. And at the same time, I can also show that Zoe did not read 21 books. I kind of like to write that number on top of the line because it shows that that number is like scratched out. Like that's the number that she doesn't have. Okay, now let's keep going. Zoe read 14 books. That's an easy one because we get the number and what it's counting right next to each other. So I can put that in the box. Zoe read 14 books. How many did they read together? So I'm drawing my combining line. How many did they read together? Before I can find that out, I've got to finish off Jalen right here, her box. I know that if Zoe read 14, then Jalen also read 14 because she even read more than that, an extra on top of that. So to combine them, I can do 14 times 2 and then add 21. Or I can find out how many Jalen had. 14 plus 21, that would be the same as 15 plus 20. I just take one off of the 20 and give it to the 14. 15 plus 20 gives me 35. And 35 plus 110 gives me 45. 45 plus 4 ones gives me 49. See how I was able to do that in my head by using my mental math strategies? So together the girls read 49 books. Okay, last problem today. You're erasing. I've got mine out and ready. And guys, this is actually a problem of the day from last week. I talked with one of the third grade teachers and she told me that this one was really a difficult problem last week. And I put this problem in on purpose. I even talked with Miss Brooks about how I put this challenge problem in on purpose because it's arranged a little different than what we've talked about. So let's see how we do now together resolving this problem. Together, Cam and Julius had 16 smelly stickers. Cam had 6 fewer than Julius. How many stickers did each boy have? All right, so we see that fewer than, we've got some comparing language right there, so I know this is a comparing problem. And so I'm going to go ahead and take a look. I've got Cam and I've got Julius smelly stickers. And when I first start this problem, I see that they have 16 together. Oh, that's interesting. So the very first thing I'm going to model, because that's the first thing that I'm seeing, is that combined or all together, they have 16. Look at that. Every other problem, that has been our unknown. Well, now on this particular problem, they gave us that information. My unknown is going to be hidden somewhere else. Cam had 6 fewer than Julius. Okay, so if Cam has fewer, then Cam gets the short box. Julius gets the longer box because he has more, and that's a wonky box. Sorry, guys. It says Cam had 6 fewer. So I can look at Cam's area that's empty, and I know that that's a difference of 6. If Cam has 6 fewer, what does that also tell me about Julius? He has 6 extra. So I'm going to draw that box that shows that's what's the same about the boys. Now I've got what is extra or different about the boys. Okay, now here we go. How many stickers did each boy have? Ooh, how do I find this out? Well, guys, I'm going to show you something that I think is pretty cool. This is one of my favorite things about the comparison model, and I'm hoping that I can get this to work. We will find out. It may not. Okay, I'm going to have to actually remove my background, so y'all have to forgive me on that. I'm going to take all of this and box it up because I'm going to show you something that I think is pretty amazing. Okay, watch this. I took my comparison problem and turned it sideways. And look at what this looks like. Move all this out the way. It looks like a kind of a weird one, but it looks like a part, whole. Look at that. If I know that together they have 16 and he's got 6 more, I'm going to go ahead and pull his 6 more out of that 16. What would it be? 16 minus 6? 16 minus 6 would be 10, right? Okay, so now, if I pull out his 6 extra, how many are left? 10. All right, well, that's what's left that they each have the same of. So if I take 10 and I split it up into equal parts, how many will Cam get and how many will Julius get? 5 and 5. So watch what happens now. I'm going to undo all that craziness that I just did. Okay, and look back. If 16 minus 6 gives me 10, then I can take that 10 and split it amongst Julius and, let's see, Cam to show that they each have 5 in common. And so all of these numbers inside the boxes should add up to 16. Let's see if they do. 5 plus 5 gives me 10. 10 plus 6 more gives me 16. So that's how I can check to make sure my answer is correct. So each boy, my question in the problem is how many stickers did each boy have? So Cam had 5 stickers. Julius had 5 plus 6 or 11 stickers. So my answer actually has 2 answers. Cam had 5 stickers and Julius had 11. Notice that 6 does not really exist for adding in my problem. That just lets me know the difference between how many Cam has and how many Julius has. All right, exit ticket today is a problem kind of close to that, guys, so I hope you're paying attention. You're going to read the word problem. You're going to circle any word or words that help you know it is a comparing problem. You're going to complete that model and make sure you label your model. And then please make sure you write your answer in the line. Good luck with that exit ticket. Do your best. Have a great day.